And
I'll turn off my.
Okay, but you're there. Oh, I have a request?
Yeah.
Can you do the clever things like set up breakout rooms?
Yeah, I can try. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, I'll set them up.
Isn't this? I wish I had you at every lesson. I do actually know how to use PowerPoint. The reason that I haven't made my PowerPoints full size is that I had terrible trouble making them, getting on to the next slide or going back. Also, when I was teaching, I can annotate slides like this, so I've just kept it when I'm online. If my background looks like it's a hotel bar somewhere, that's because it is, because in this day of virtual learning, I'm actually at 2 conferences. So, and that's why I'm online here. I'm very, very proud and very happy to be here. And I'm talking about my research project, which is based, the title, it comes from one of our favorite books, which I used to use when I was teaching in Italy. I didn't use it with adults, but I think I could have done actually. And observation, I think, is something none of us can avoid, a teaching observation. But I was talking to a speech therapist last night, and on-the-job observation happens in lots of jobs. So teaching isn't really that special. Surgeons do it, hairdressers do it. What is special, I think, is what Owen Alexander called FOBO, which is fear of being observed, which we seem to have quite a lot at. So my research project was basically, what was the point of observation, and trying to make look at what the ideal conditions are, the ideal relationship is between the observer and the observee. And I'll just give you a little bit of background to the research project. So I was writing up my SFHEA, as you do, and your senior fellowship. And then at the last box, it says, are you engaging with research? And I probably wasn't at that time. I was in between. So I had a sort of, so I sent off my research project, got my ethics approval. And then I had a sort of mission creep, because once you get ethics approval, you have to do, and you want to do it, you have to do your research, and then you have to write it up. So here I am. Now, what I intend to do, and I didn't get a lot of people, I didn't get many participants. I got 20 participants. I had two focus groups, and I did make I got implications and issues at the end. I didn't write what you call a conclusion, because research is going to be continued. And so what this session is showing you my research. But before then, I would really like you to answer those questions for about 15 minutes in the breakout room, and I'll go round and check you're all playing nicely. And then we'll look at your Socrative answers, then compare them to my research answers, and then I will upload my issues and implications. Is there any questions?
How many breakout rooms do you want?
Oh gosh, do you know, I teach maths and I'm the worst person to ask for this. Well, we've got 16 participants, 2 of which somebody's come in. So we have, I've got a question in the chat. I'm going to give you the questions from Socrative. So they're the same questions that I asked in my survey. Right, so we've got 16 of us, 2 of you and me. Shall we say 4 breakout rooms?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I always used to get it wrong. Or you add, yeah. Okay, so what now? I haven't used Socrative for years, and I have never used it in this way before. So this is a little experiment. So half, yes, so what it will be is that you will answer the Socrative questions at your own rate. And to do that, I don't know if that, hopefully that will work. It should take you to the Socrative webpage. If not, I'm going to put this into the chat. And I can also upload, oh gosh. Right. The good thing about working with students is that they're much better at technology than you are, and they can give useful top tips. Right, okay. So there is the login in the chat. And there is all, as I said, there's also that QR code. You need to Hastavan as well. Oh, good. Okay. Okay, Tracy, that's fine. Nick, is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'm into the room. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got 4 breakout rooms ready.
Okay. So if you set, I should be able to go around the breakout room, shouldn't I, really?
Yep.
Once they get into them, hopefully that is the plan. So if I give you 15 minutes to answer those questions, and what I'd like to do in the breakout room is to chat with everybody else, to talk to other people. Nick, if I lose sight of you, can you be a sort of friendly encourager as well?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so answer. So if I give you 15 minutes, I'm not,
Okay.
as a maths teacher, I should be more precise than I am. So it'll be 15 minutes, give or take 3 minutes.
Want me to move them now?
Are you all happy about moving? Is there anybody not happy with, are we all thumbs upping? Yep, okay. No probs. Thank you, Jonathan. That's what I like to hear, positive people. Okay, right, into the breakout rooms and we'll come around and check on you. Brilliant. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I think everyone's moved in now.
Okay, brilliant. Well, we can go round. Okay, thanks ever so much. I might stop share. welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much for engaging and chatting. I think as I said, I'm at another conference now. I think part of being at conferences is chatting to other teachers, and probably you learn more than listening to some of people like me. Moving swiftly on, we're going to look at the results of what you discussed, and I'm really interested to hear what you're going to say. And I'm really interested to use this myself because I have never done online Socrative before, which I might do again. So we show the results. If anybody wants to put any comments in the chat, would be really welcome. If you want to back up anything you've said. I've only ever known one person that really liked being observed. They weren't a narcissist, they just liked being observed. I go as much to say I don't mind it if I've slept the night before. Well, I did have I can name names, but I won't. They were a great teacher and they liked being observed. So please put comments in the chat. I'm going to move on to question 2. Oh, that's the question. Okay. Right. I'm used to having my lessons observed. Yeah, well, it's part and parcel of teaching. Maybe if you don't, it might be because you're a freelancer. That might be the reason. When I was freelancing, nobody came to observe me, but there can be opportunities for informal observation. And I think it's sad when you don't have an opportunity to observe colleagues, but I think it has to be mutual. I'm very much, it can't just be one way. And yeah, I sometimes enjoy it, but sometimes you get that feeling that you know what's going to, like in a bad sitcom, you may not know, you may know what's going to happen, but there's no way you can prevent it happening. So you feel a bit impotent sitting there in the corner observing. They used to, when I retrained as a maths teacher, and we used to have a trainer that used to get involved and get up, but fortunately my observer never did that. If anybody wants to put comments in the chat, that would be really great. Anybody want to come out with a personal anecdote or something that's happened to them? Well, it's good to know that observation works in that way. Oh. Yes, yes. Well, yes. Totes agree. So it shouldn't be. So I'll put up my issues and implications, but maybe appraisal is not the appraisal shouldn't be happening in an observation. In fact, Jeremy Hannay of Three Bridges Primary, who I quote freely, doesn't believe, has done away with appraisal observations. And some of the people in the focus group felt that observing others impacted more on your teaching, especially because it was sort of, yeah, I do that and it works, or I do that and it doesn't work very well. So anybody, any comments on peer observation? Any good memories? Yeah, I would feel very cheated if somebody walked out of my lesson and they'd observed it and they didn't say anything, either good or bad. I think that's what makes it work, that discussion. Ah, yeah, I think it can. Yes. It can damage. I set up peer observation a few years ago, and one of the teachers, who was also a friend of mine, came and said, "Why did you set me up with this other person?" And it hadn't done anything for their relationship. And I have to take responsibility for that. I think online observation is more flexible. I found it more flexible. Okay, and oh, okay. Thank you very, very much for those. So what if teachers are not skilled at giving feedback seriously? Could damage relationship, as I said. If teachers are not skilled at giving feedback sensitive, then I think they should not be teachers. Well, I think there's probably quite a lot of us who have been insensitive in the past. I think, yeah. Right, I'm going to do a new share. I'm going to show you the results I got from the teachers, and you can compare what you thought to what I obtained. Just a moment. Right. Right, so I'll try to make it bigger, but I can't make it too big, otherwise I lose my scroll bar. Which I have already. Okay, yeah. So just comparing it. So most of us, it would seem, and this corresponds to what you said, that we are used to having our lessons observed. And there's, as we had, somebody who doesn't get the opportunity to observe others teach. That is a disappointment. And if you can't read this, I will try and make it a bit bigger. I hope you can see that. I'm used to being observed. I enjoy being observed teaching, and we've got 25% who come out with a definite no there, and there's my friend who does like being observed. However, we all like seeing other people teach, according to the research, which is a bit voyeuristic. And I see it as the yin and yang. You can't go and observe somebody if you haven't got it doesn't have to be, it can be an open pair, so you can go and see somebody and then somebody else can come and see you, but I think it has to be a two-way process in some way. Please put your questions in the chat. So it would seem that observation is a good way of modifying your teaching. Perhaps it's on par basically with watching other people teach. But there is this disagreement about peer observation. And I think we all agree that lesson observation and the feedback and discussion is an essential part, because if you don't discuss it, you don't really want just an interior monologue with yourself. And here are some of the comments from my colleagues. So I make them, I can make that a bit bigger. Ah, okay. Okay. Oh. Right. Okay. I think that's. I'll just read out that comment, which is quite thoughtful. Observations can be open, by which I mean they seek to make a judgment of a lesson on its own terms and encourage a teacher to ask questions about their approach or try alternative methods of delivery. They can also be closed, by which I mean they seek to make a judgment of a lesson against a set of fixed criteria, with the ultimate aim of having a teacher conform to a standard type of practice for the sake of practicality. It's probably both necessary that aspects of both open and closed forms are combined in teacher observations. But it seems to me the latter approach has become increasingly prevalent in the profession. Yeah, the more appraisal approach. Yes, I think so. So I got some excellent comments there. And what I will do now is I will, in the chat, okay, I will. Okay. Right. I will upload my conclusion. Okay. Right. I should have. So that was basically my conclusion, which I will stop share. If you want to have a read of that. And come back to me with any thoughts. If you want to unmute yourself and say something. Barley.
Yeah, it's me, Nick.
Okay. Is there anybody, any question? If you want to unmute people, if they have any questions, or if they finished reading and want to discuss anything.